Hey guys, this is Lexis of Breakthrough Prayer Ministry, and just came here to talk about when we speak to God, how to make sure we are as specific as possible with our request. Sometimes we treat God like he's a genie in a bottle, and we just go on making wishes, and God is supposed to grant them just like that. And but the way we do it, instead of rubbing a bottle, we go into prayer. And when we walk away from praying, we instead of leaving our faith there, we walk away and where there's no faith, we just go and pray and we just hope that it happens. Don't even really care if it happens. We just know we're supposed to pray about it. We have to make sure, saints, that when we go to God in prayer, that we go to God with a concrete heart. We go to God knowing that He is all knowing, that His thoughts are higher than our thoughts, that His ways are higher than our ways. And no matter how smart we may think we are nothing in comparison to God Himself. So it's already best to go to God. I know I'm here. I always tell the Lord, I know I'm just a lowly human being. I always make sure I announce myself that I am so much lower than Him. That not that He knows it, but that I know it. I can acknowledge it and say, I know that I am lower than you, Father. I know I am just a merely human being. I have angels who are more majestic than me. To me, that is how I feel. So I make sure I present myself in that manner. I present myself with, Lord, forgive me for the things that I've done wrong. Most of the time, I don't even know what I've done wrong, but I know I have been doing wrong in His sight because I am not perfect. Jesus was the only perfect human being that walked this earth. So again, when we go to God, it's not like we're going to God like He's a magician. It's not like for Him to do tricks. Sometimes when magicians they do tricks, it make us ooh why. God, it's not like that. He's a miracle worker, and it will make you go ooh why with praise and worship and thanks. It's a difference. So we have to make sure when we go to God, we are as specific as possible to what we want from God. We need to go to God and exactly tell God what you want. I remember when I was looking, when I was working, I was doing delivery. And I remember when I was doing delivery for Amazon, I used to ride past some nice neighborhoods, some nice houses, and I used to park in front of a house. And I used to tell God what I wanted. I said, God, I want a brick house like this. I love the way their driveway is. Oh, 2-car garage. I want a roundabout driveway like that one. I used to be specific with telling God what I wanted. So when you go into prayer and you say, Lord, bless me with a house, it's 1,000 houses out there. So what I've learned is to be more specific. So be specific when you're talking to God. Lord, bless me with a house that has 3 bedrooms that can fit me and my 2 children. Bless me, Lord, with a neighborhood where my neighbors are friendly and can watch out for one another. That was my prayer. I was asking God for that. I was in a neighborhood where some people wasn't as friendly. I remember our car got egged because Trump got elected and we didn't even vote for Trump. But, so we was asking for those specific things. And now I'm in a neighborhood where you got a welcome committee that knocks on your door and give you a welcome gift. So you have to be specific in your prayers. And the more my relationship with God is enhancing, the more I am learning about God, the more I am learning how to talk to God, the more I am learning how to relate to God. And all I can do is help spread that knowledge to someone else because that is our goal. Our goal is to draw nearer and He draw nearer to us. And the nearer we come, the closer God comes until we're right here with one another. My goal, I want to be like Moses was to God. I want to be a friend of God. That's my goal. I don't know everyone else's goal, but I am trying every single day to get closer to my goal when it comes to God. Amen. So all I'm saying is I'm learning that the more specific I am to God, that God is answering these prayers. I remember before the pandemic even came, okay, before there was a coronavirus, I was so afraid for Nick and Nakaya to go to high school. because I didn't want Nick to be facing bullying that he faced in middle school. Nakaya is just so quiet and timid. And I just was like, Lord, I don't want them to go to high school. I just don't. I don't know what we can do. I don't know what can happen. I don't want to go to high school. Next thing you know, a pandemic came. And they have not stepped foot in a school since 8th grade. Then call it what you want, but hey, you have to be specific when you talk to God. You just have to be specific when you talk to him. So if there's anything that you wanted from God, any type of way you want it. Now, I ain't saying go out here and hey, God, let me win the lottery. But all I'm saying is when you're talking to God, you have to relate it as if you're talking to another person. That although that God is unseen, you have to have the faith that he is standing right there. And you don't want to go in there talking to God. Oh, Lord, I just need you to make a way, Lord. Oh, give us a house, Lord. And okay, all right, amen. Would you accept somebody's request if they did that to you? If you was capable to bless someone else and that's the way they came at you, would you want to just, here you go, freely? No. You want some conversation. You want some specifics. You want to know what they're going to do with that money. You want to know who they're going to let in there. You want to know things. You want the specifics of where things are going with someone you are helping. And that's how it is with God, saints. So you have to make sure in order for God to do his part, we have to do our part. And that's all I wanted to bring here. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And the more I seek God, that was deep for me. All right, Lord, give me a minute. Come on now. The more I seek God, the more understanding of his awareness, of his ways, and how he do things. And when he tell me no, I don't cry about like a little child. I respect his decision. When he tell me to hold on and wait a minute, I be patient and I respect his decision. And when he give me the go ahead, I still respect his decision and I move slowly as I move about. Because that is what he's going to answer. He's going to either tell you yes, no, or he's going to tell you to wait a minute. And you have to respect either way God tells you. But sometimes we move ahead of God, or God is speaking to us. And sometimes God may not speak directly to you because you're not hearing him. He has been speaking, but you're not listening. You're not hearing. So he'll give it to someone else to give to you. And still you're not hearing. 2 or 3 people can tell you the same thing and you haven't put 2 and 2 together to realize that it's God speaking to you through someone else. It's called prophecy. So sometimes we're not trying to hear God's answer because it's not what we want to hear. But in order to move about with God, you got to trust God, because to you it may not look good today, but God's looking at what it's going to look like a month from now. God's looking at what it's going to look like a year from now. So if you're asking for a house right now and you have something that could come up in 7 months from now, you can't see it, but God can. Do you think that God is going to let you go and weather this storm? Build your house on the sand, knowing that, hey, a storm is going to come and knock it down? No. God telling you to wait a minute because he needs you to get past that point that's about to come and interrupt your life for a second. So that's why we always have to trust God. Any move I make, any decision I make, it could be something as small as, Alexis, can you come speak at this facility for me? And I pray first. And if God ain't tell me to move, Alexis ain't coming to speak at no event you haven't. Alexis not going to come pray at no event that you haven't. Because I seek God first, not man. Man don't pay my bills. Man don't do anything. I seek God first. And if God tell me to move, I move freely. If God tell me to wait, I wait. Now, not all the time do I listen to God, because sometimes I'm like, well, God, is you telling me to do this? So sometimes I ain't still long enough. I ain't waiting long enough. So saints, we have to make sure that we wait on God. We hear and we heed all at the same time. All at the same time. So I don't know who this was meant for. I don't know who needed to hear it. But of course, he stops me in the midst of my Friday evening to make sure that I deliver his word, deliver his thoughts, deliver whatever it is that he is trying to reach to his people. And this is where I'm at. So, a little bit of my history, a little bit of my walk, and praying to God that you can use it in acknowledgement of some of His ways and how you can make sure that you be more relational to God, because it's all about having a relationship with God. Be blessed in the mighty way, saints.